Oh yes, Grenada, Carrico, Pidimondic, and the rest of the world, we'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Life program, people. This is where it all happens. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey, folks. It is another wonderful day in the life. We want to thank you very much for joining us for another program. And folks, we have several things to tell all you about, boy. Wow. Yeah. All there was a Chinese, two Chinese actually, who seem to have been involved in some sort of protest action, and that was today. Well, I think if nothing else, this is really what's breaking the internet, and of course we'll be talking about that in a moment. For the folks who are here in Grenada, welcome. Those of you who are not, welcome as well. And if you are viewing the program for the first time, you know what we say, it's always our pleasure. We are still in the process of fine-tuning things in our studio, so you have to forgive the bland background. That's fine. We're working on that and should be ready for you, all right, soon. Okay, folks, we moved into our new studio yesterday, and of course the setup is taking quite a bit of time, but of course, you know, those things happen at times, all right? So we are still in the process of fixing things up, and we apologize for that. For those of you who are viewing via WPG10, we'd like to say thank you for joining us on tonight's program. Let's see what's making the headlines. In the headlines, government of Grenada signs contract with Miami-based firm, and we'll explain what that was all about for you in a moment. And Sherman Nelson is wanted by police. We would tell you about that in a moment. And there is a medium chance of some flooding tonight, as the Met Office advises the general public and NADMA as well to prepare accordingly. And St. Vincent to export largest single shipment of livestock to Grenada. All right, we'll tell you about that as well. And in Guyana, a teen robs a man outside a store, applies for a job at the same store 2 weeks later. That's a very interesting story as well. So we have a lot of things to talk about when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. All right, folks, so if you have not yet done so, I would like to encourage you to please go ahead and share the business. We're taking a quick break and we'll return shortly. When we come back, it could be real news in audio Lily Lolo. Stay tuned.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
It's Stylelicious here at Quartz Optical. The best in style and designs for your perfect frame. Converse, Ray-Bans, Kate Spade, Prada, and lots more. Buy any frames and lenses and get a chance to win $2,000 cash. Get it now and pay nothing for 60 days with ready finance. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest and fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Visit our website at www.optical.com to book your appointment today. Offer ends November 24th, 2019.
Grenada, this one will have you rolling.
I'm breaking up with you.
Look way.
It's over.
The first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show featuring live from Nigeria comedy sensation Emanuela Success and the Mark Angel comedy crew.
I've sent the date. See you when I come.
Set the day. Mark the day. Saturday, December 14th. Grenada National Stadium. Get your early bird ticket. Kids under 16, $30. Adults, $50. Kids under 16. VIP tickets, $80. Adults, $150. Get your tickets online at GoToFest, TicketPal, and your regular ticket outlets. Grenada, this one will have you rolling. You, yes you, we welcome you to a new era. Genesis. 31st December 2019. All Year's Night featuring the headline band from Antigua, the original Burning Flames.
I command you to jump, 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 jump.
Burning Flames. Burning Flames plus more live at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Get your early bird tickets 80 EC. Couples early bird tickets 150 EC. Online at gotofab.com and your regular ticket outlets for a new era. Genesis. You. Yes, you.
It's stylelicious here at Quartz Optical. The best in style and designs for your perfect frame. Converse, Ray-Bans, Kate Spade, Prada, and lots more. Buy any frames and lenses and get a chance to win $2,000 cash. Get it now and pay nothing for 60 days with ready finance. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest and fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Visit our website at www.optical.com to book your appointment today. Offer ends November 24th, 2019.
Okay, folks, and I'd like to say welcome back. All right, so the first thing that we need to tell all about, boy, we are getting reports that police may have identified a suspect in the weekend's homicide that took place in PD Martinique. All right, just before coming on the program, we were speaking to a source, and it said that police may have identified a suspect with regard to that incident. We will continue to monitor that. All right. Now, the government of Grenada has signed a 9-month contract with Miami-based firm Joint Independent Provider Association, the JIPA, and that is to complete the process of development for implementation of the National Health Insurance Program. Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has hailed this historic agreement with the JIPA, which took effect on October 29, 2019, as a game changer for the healthcare system, given the many challenges faced by that system throughout our history. Now, according to the Prime Minister, he says that healthcare is a right, and every Grenadian citizen needs to know that their rights can be satisfied right here at home. With the new contract with the JIPA, Grenada is poised to become one of only a few developing nations around the world and in the Caribbean to introduce a sustainable brand of national health insurance to its citizens. We have posted that information on our website, and for persons who may desire to know more about this, you can always check our website for that. That's mikeylive.com. That's MIKEYLIVE.com. Okay, so the next thing that we need to tell you about is that on Monday, 4th November, Pure Grenada, the Spice of the Caribbean, welcomed its first inaugural cruise ship visit from the MSC Cruises Miravigilia. Now, a delegation including representatives from the Grenada Tourism Authority, Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation, local agents, George F. Huggins Grenada Limited, Grenada Port Authority, Immigration Department, and the Royal Grenada Police Force went aboard the ship, and they welcomed the captain and crew. Now, the ship had 4,243 passengers and 1,617 crew on arrival, and is one of the largest ships to dock in Grenada. Well, that's interesting. I hope we make our money. All right. Now, the next thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, the Royal Grenada Police Force will be conducting live ammunition training at the Pearls Airstrip Camp Raymond Pearls, St. Andrew, on the following days. That's now Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and Thursday, and on Friday as well. Right, so for the rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that will be between the hours of 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. Animal owners and the general public, you are advised to exercise extreme caution should use of the surrounding areas be an absolute necessity. Now, police has sent out a wanted man bulletin, and we would like to share that with you at this moment. Here on your screen is the individual. Now, they are seeking the assistance of you, the general public, in locating Shaman Nelson. He's a 26-year-old maintenance worker of Boca St. George. Now, Nelson is wanted by the Criminal Investigations Department St. George's for questioning in connection with a report of stealing. He is 5 feet 9 inches in height, slim build, dark in complexion with dark brown eyes and black hair. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Nelson, you're asked to contact CID at 440-3921. You can also call the police control at 911, the Central Police Station at 440-2244, or you can simply just call the nearest police station. Alright, don't worry all yourself. Don't worry all yourself. I'll open up a little agency, you know, and whenever you have men that are wanted and thing, I'll negotiate on their behalf. And I mean, officers, yeah, I could get the fella for you know, but here when the man come, no cricks and cheese and thing and thing. And I mean, feed the man a good, like a pillar or like a oil long or something. So if you could agree, then you get a man in the morning. You know what I mean? Give man some cocoa tea and some bakes. You know what I mean? A little fish cake. But you hear what going on, them men and them just run from all you. Because that kind of hard bread, sometimes all of them men and them quick something that can work for them men and them this early morning. You know what I mean? Right. Oh God. Yeah, I tell you, we gotta open up an agency. Yeah, son. When them men and them wanted and thing, yeah, they'll come to me and I will negotiate on their behalf. Yeah, I mean. So it's a win-win situation for the police and thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want no police in me yard. Yeah, I mean, I will bring them men and them for you. Yeah, I mean, anyway, lady that talk day. Next story in all the lady don't know. All you. So, you know, going on tonight, right? The National Disaster Management Agency, they have sent out a bulletin. They say that they have been advised by the meteorological office at the Maurice Bishop International Airport that the possibility exists for a medium chance of flooding tonight into Wednesday morning. Now, according to the extended outlook for tonight into tomorrow, Wednesday, the weather is expected to be generally fair, hazy, and windy at first, with light isolated showers becoming cloudy overnight with moderate to heavy showers and thunder showers expected. A marine and flood warning are also in effect. Now, the threatening weather have been attributed to a passing tropical wave in our area. Now, NADMA encourages all to be vigilant and cautious traveling on the nation's roads. And to those living in low-lying areas, please adhere to the warning issued by the Met Office and take the necessary steps to secure life, property, and livestock. I would call NADMA and tell them to remain them farmers and them to don't lead the goat and don't lead the cow and don't lead them pig in areas where they could drown. You understand? When all you hear them thing and them bulletin and thing, they only play around fixing up all the self. Bring in the goat and tie the goat on the step or something or below the house. You know what I mean? People, when you hear y'all weather and thing, all kind of place flooding and thing. And if you don't see them poor goat, you know what I mean? Listen, yo, talk to them farmers a bit. Listen, no serious. Talk to them farmers. Talk to them people and them want to goat and thing. Maybe they just forget, I don't know. You know, sometimes maybe they store in their house and they store in this and they store in that. So they forget. So I telling all you now, and I telling Nadma too, when all they sending out them bulletin, put livestock, put them, make sure all them mention animal in the broadcast. You know what I mean? Yo, anyway, let's leave that talk. So they say take whatever steps necessary to secure life and property. Now, as we move closer to the conclusion of the 2019 Atlantic hurricane season, they say that they want to implore upon the general public to guard against complacency and always be prepared. All right, so we fix up the, you know what I mean, tie all of animal inside if all could. Put it in the veranda. You know, being all too wicked. You know what I mean? Wicked. Speaking of livestock, you know what I mean? Oh gosh, look at the cute little animal and them. You know what I mean? Making an animal drunk and all kind of thing because you're too busy to study about things and making them get wet and all kind of funny hours in the thing. Anyway, lady that up there. Alright. The bilateral agri-export agreement between Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines continue to grow from strength to strength, according to reports. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is set to export a shipment of 100 heads of cattle and 400 pigs to Grenada on November 17, 2019. Yeah, that's a lot, boy. The export valued at $0.5 million will be the largest single shipment of animals to be exported to Grenada in the island's history. Now, since the establishment of the agreement, over $10 million worth of products have been traded on the platform. Now, the Minister of Agriculture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Honorable Saboto Keza, welcomed the continued support from the government and people of Grenada and outlined plans to further deepen regional trade relationships. It says that the focus for 2020 to 2025 is to include as many OECS member states on this established agri-export integrational trading platform. It says that while we attempt to increase livestock export to other islands, we also embrace the importation of goods produced in other OECS member states that have particular production advantages. That's according to the minister. The Ministry of Agriculture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is expected to obtain help from the government of Grenada before year end regarding planting material for species. Vincentian farmers wishing to sell animals to Grenada, they tell them to inform the nearest agri station and they organize a business. Well, I never hear that yet. Boy, I like me St. Vincent too bad, but all we importing livestock in that kind of quantity. What? That's like importing stone back in the 80s. Boy, I never hear that yet. Anyway, lately that talk they were here. I know they was talk. They taught us about self-sufficiency back in school, but that probably was just theory because I never hear that yet. But anyway, good luck to all the people in St. Vincent who are going to make money on us. A small thing. Y'all remember back in the day, they had depots. That probably when agriculture was booming, agriculture was booming again, I don't know. You remember there were depots all over the island in those rural communities in particular, right? So I think it was managed by MNIB. I'm subject to correction. So the farmers will go and they'll take their produce and they will bring it into that one location in the village and then maybe twice a week or so, you'll find the trucks will come and they will take the produce and so on, and they will take it into that centralized location for distribution and things like that. You all remember that? That was just the idea. I was just thinking, whatever happened to those kind of things, man? You understand? Right now we importing organics, that's how we import seawater. UVX always is all the business. I don't care. You know what I mean? But that one different, boy. What? Anyway, lady, that up. How we looking for time? Oh, yeah. Chinese protesting in Grenada. Man called me this morning, Mikey. When I say, who dead? He said Chinese protesting in St. David's. I said, even Chinese protesting in St. David's. Why you coming all the morning and tell me that kind of nonsense? I said, the man said, no, Mikey. I'm serious. Yeah, no. I'm telling you, when I try to make out what they have there, it says that we go home after cheating the company of works and giving us the money we deserve. Well, if you all been to China, I've been to China before, so I could tell all you, sometimes the translation don't quite add up. You know, and I'm not the type who going to try to decipher or try to interpret the message on the business, but only to say, all you get through. All of them Chinese protesting in the streets are good native people. I'm making it up, people. If you think I lie, I hear the man hold up like a traffic this morning. You know what I mean? I never hear that yet. Listen, yo. In the cow story, and this one, I don't know which one hot I hear the dog. But now I agree with a hot drama. Let me drink some water in the program. Yes. I never hear that. I never see that. I listen to men waving a flag and things like Juve morning. Yo. So I try to kind of like get a little wind of really the genesis of the business. But you know, I'm not too clear on the actual reason for this two-man protest in St. David. You know what I mean? But we'll get to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? What? No, all the John, no, brother John. Alright, let me do that. Well, I wish I did get to hold them Chinese on like an interview, right? You think, you hear mass, ni hao. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, they say things, but I don't really know the genesis of the thing, you know. Maybe I should check the ambassador to explain really what's going on the business, but we have a good relationship. You know what I mean? But anyway, lady, that talk there. Chinese win. All of these of a medal. And a piece of land. And a passport. And a street around about name after all you get through. Anyway, yo, that one different dog. Oh yeah, hear that piece now. Let me put up a picture on the business to show all you a piece. Let me see if I see this small man. Hold on. Yes, I get this small man. Oh yeah. Hold on. Before I get the small man, when you see we finish with that studio, people, I wish I could show all what inside here looks like. But when you see we finish with that studio go mad on that. You know what I mean? It go mad on that. Yeah, I mean, anyway, let me show all this small man now. Yeah, kind of excited about it. You know, it's a new phase that we are entering into, you know, as we settle down a bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we want to make sure that we take things to another level. So y'all could still say, take a little screenshot, and when we fix up with studio nice and things, we go say, wait, watch, that is how this studio used to look. You know what I mean? Anyway, lady that talk. That small man now breaking the internet. You know what I mean? For all the wrong reasons. If he's your son, yeah, you would disown him. But here we're going on with that small man, you know. So, he's an 18-year-old resident of Guyana. He was remanded on Monday to prison by a magistrate for armed robbery. His name is Shannon Joseph, a teenager dog, pleaded not guilty to the charge which alleged that on October 12, 2019, in Georgetown, while being armed with a knife, he robbed Kennedy Singh of a cell phone valued at $35,000 and $25,000 cash. Well, I don't know they talk about the value of the dollar, so don't get a love of the quantity, you know what I mean? The police prosecutors said that on the day in question, Joseph was on a bicycle and approached Singh under the pretense of asking for directions when he pulled out a knife and relieved Singh of items mentioned a moment ago. They say that he then escaped on his bicycle. Well, hold on. On November 1st, Joseph went back to the same location in search of a job. Singh, who worked at the same business place, identified him and called the police. I literally am not making this up. I'm not making this up. So, people, the man robbed a worker. And after he robbed the worker, several days later, go there and apply for a work. Well, you want to thief the whole store? You want to rob the whole staff? So people, the man breaking the government internet. It bad because you see them kind of thing, you can't make it up. So they say when he come back for the work, you understand, they realize, but wait now, that the man. You understand? So they remand him into prison, they arrest him and they remand him into prison until November 18th when he's going to have another day in court, but he pleaded not guilty. Yeah. I don't know if that's bravery or if that's stupidity. But you go tell me. Bravery or stupidity? Bravery, stupidity, audacity, or ignorance. Anywho, there's been a lot happening in St. Lucia. And it's been a while since we told you anything that's happening there. You know, we like to report on. We have a lot of people from St. Lucia. We have a big fan base in St. Lucia, and then people want to twist your hand, or they don't twist your hand. They ask, you know, they ask nicely if you can feature more stories from St. Lucia. So there was a homicide we reported several months ago. And there were no suspects and so on relating to the death of that man. Now we are hearing that a woman has been arrested for his death. Included in this report are some updates relating to some other incidents that have happened there as well.
Robert Bob Hathaway, a well-known figure in the local tourism sector, was discovered lifeless at his Piat Gravier apartment on January 13th this year, naked in his bedroom, his body bearing multiple stab wounds. And now, nearly 10 months to the day, an arrest has been made.
Elizabeth Janelle Volney, a 22-year-old resident of Timon in Union, was arrested and charged on the 2nd of November 2019 for causing the death of Bob Hathaway. She was taken to court yesterday, that is the 4th of November 2019, and has since been remanded in custody. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force obviously wishes to thank members of the public who were instrumental in these charges being preferred, and encourage persons to continue providing us with information as it relates to any crime that may have occurred that you're aware of.
The police press officer was not in a position to determine whether any other suspect had been arrested in connection with the Hathaway murder. Now on Saturday, police during the hunt for Miguel Mad Max Edward of Grand Riviere shot the suspect dead as they encountered him about to board a vessel destined for neighboring Martinique. Edward was wanted in connection with various reports made against him, including an attempted robbery, assault with a firearm, and some sexual offences.
We would like to dispel various rumors that we've been hearing in relation to those reports. These reports stemmed from the 1st of November 2019 and the 2nd of November 2019. Prior to reports that have reached us, there were no prior incidents where he was wanted for questioning or was identified as a formal suspect prior to those dates. These were fresh matters that he was under investigation for. All previous matters that the police have any reason to have had him questioned for have been dealt with.
In 2018, Miguel Edward was charged for possession of an unlicensed firearm, already dispensed with. He was also on bail for the offence of robbery with the use of a firearm in 2016, a matter which was before the courts until his November 2nd death.
And on the 2nd of November, officers were only seeking to apprehend him in relation to the matters which were reported on the 1st and 2nd of November 2019.
Officers encountered the suspect at about midday that day at the Rodney Bay Marina.
Leaving the customs area at the port of entry, and he attempted to evade arrest. Officers gave chase and were able to corner him, but at that point he withdrew a weapon and attempted to assault one of the two officers with that weapon. The officer discharged a round of ammunition in his direction, and medical assistance was sought to treat his injuries. However, he succumbed at the Victoria Hospital.
Corporal Joseph was unable to confirm to the media whether the weapon was a firearm, sharp object, or other dangerous instrument. Investigations continue, however. And well-known confectionery vendor and councillor with the Castries Constituency Council, Victor Maurice, was shot Sunday evening at his Balata home.
The last that I was briefed on, he is in stable condition at the Victoria Hospital. He is in the intensive care unit. He has undergone surgery, and that matter is being investigated by CID in Castries.
Information reaching the police describes the incident as a drive-by shooting, but the RSLPF was unable to provide further details on the matter. Meanwhile, the police sought to dispel rumors surrounding the alleged assault of a teacher at Bel Air on Friday night.
It has been reported that there was a sexual assault reported at Bel Air. That is actually not the case. The report that was made to the Marigot police station is a report of an attempted robbery. Nothing was taken from the victim. It did involve someone accosting a young lady in her motor vehicle in that area about 6 p.m. on the 2nd of November 2019, but it was not of a sexual nature. She did sustain a laceration to one of her hands as well as to her upper lip, but there was no report of a sexual nature made to the police.
Among other items under investigation is the disappearance of Cletus Hippolyte, known as Banana Split. The 83-year-old Grosley resident has been reported missing since September 27th. Arrests were subsequently made 2 weeks later on the suspicion of extortion, but the police press officer disclosed that no charges were preferred against the Soufriere woman. Investigations continue into his disappearance. Miguel Favre, NBC Prawn.
Thank you very much, Miguel. You just do the best stories in the dog. You know what I mean? Yeah, when you come to Grenada, you could check me out, we drink a beer and you know what I mean? We talk about doing some more interesting crime-related stories. I lied, by what? You're telling me why man must die? What I'm dead, I want to come back like me. Anyway, lady that dog there. So, before I go further, I just want to put a plug for my brother. He has a very nice business running right now. It's called Mikey Hutchinson Karaoke, MHK. That's the name of it, right? And so he goes around and he does his karaoke thing and stuff like that. So on Wednesdays, he's at the Gold's Bar under the bamboo in Pedmata. They usually have the bingo and karaoke, 7 o'clock to 12. Then on Thursdays, Teal Bar, that's in Montu, 8 to 12. Then on Fridays, J&J Restaurant and Bar, Grand Dance between the Lime Gap and CK's, and that's from 8 to 12. And on Saturdays, Mass Shop in Hopeville, 8 to 12. And on Sundays, Sweet Corner Bar in Vincent's, 8 to 12. Mike, you're not sleeping? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so all support my brother and then go to those bars and do a little karaoke and thing. And I mean, good. Alright, what else we have to tell Ole about boy? Ole, I have a notice. Anyone with information regarding the individuals that I'm about to call, you're requested to urgently call or WhatsApp 420-8226. Or you tell them to call a WhatsApp, no, not WhatsApp, but tell them to call 420-8226. 8226, again, 420-8226. Welcome to the Hot List. And I'm your host, Mikey Hutchinson. Folks, here are your names on the Hot List. Nadia Simon of Mungay, St. George. Alright. And you are asked to please call the number. Then we have Joycelyn Pierre, Calvin St. George. Kelvin Crosby, Grand Dance. Sheldon James, Lamode St. George. Livingston Smith, Mount Hartman St. George. Judy Filbert, Lamode St. George. Ruth Paul, River Road St. George. Dexter Francis, St. Paul St. George. Byron Frank, Vendome St. George. Cheryl Williams, Grand Dance St. George. Garvey McPhee, Guelph St. John. Raymond Lewis, Grand Roy St. John. Sherlan Ambrose, Guelph St. John. Shauna Ambrose, Guelph St. John. Ashdan Thomas, Moran St. John. Donisha Bud, Hope St. Andrew. Kimron Alexander, Maribor St. Andrew. Crystal Rodney, Grand Bras St. Andrew. Alberto Lewis, Paradise St. Andrew. Elroy Fletcher, Grenville St. Andrew. Jenny Samuel, Conference St. Andrew. Brendan Douglas, Harford Village St. Andrew. Sojin Blair, Balthazar St. Andrew. Ricky Lalji, Hope St. Andrew. Errol Ruben, Pearl St. Andrew. Andrel Noel, Chantimel St. Patrick. Alicia Fabian, Satir St. Patrick. Dagmar Chavez, Westerhall St. David, and Denron George Rucane in St. David. So these are the names, and the number to call is 420-8226, or to call our number as soon as possible. Son? Alright, and folks, that's it for the Hot List. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, we've got for you the national report. We also have for you the weather. Stay tuned.
I see trees of green.
Grenada, this one will have you rolling.
I'm breaking up with you. It's over.
The first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show featuring live from Nigeria comedy sensation Emanuela Success and the Mark Angel comedy crew.
I've sent the date. See you when I come.
Set the date. Mark the day. Saturday, December 14th. Grenada National Stadium. Get your early bird ticket. Kids on the 16th, $30. Adults, $50. Kids on the 16th. VIP tickets, $80. Adults, $150. Get your tickets online at GoToFet, TicketPal, and your regular ticket outlets. Grenada, this one will have you rolling. You, yes you, we welcome you to a new era. Genesis. 31st December 2019, All Year's Night, featuring the headline band from Antigua, the original Burning Flames. Burning Flames. burning flames, plus more. Live at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Get your early bird tickets. 80 EC. Couples early bird tickets. 150 EC. Online at gotofet.com and your regular ticket outlets for a new era. Genesis. You. Yes, you.
It's stylelicious here at Quartz Optical. The best in style and designs for your perfect frame. Converse, Ray-Bans, Kate Spade, Prada, and lots more. Buy any frames and lenses and get a chance to win $2,000 cash. Get it now and pay nothing for 60 days with ready finance. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest and fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Visit our website at www.optical.com to book your appointment today. Offer ends November 24th, 2019.
All right, thank you. And I was being cautious with the entertainment, folks. I would not. I'm sorry, because of the constraint, the time constraint. All right, we have to skip. I really apologize for that. The national report comes next, but we will have to skip the entertainment for tonight. I apologize again. Here's your national report.
Financial support and more scholarship opportunities for Grenada from the Kingdom of Morocco. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, November 5th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Enhanced diplomatic relations between the Kingdom of Morocco and Grenada are resulting in more educational opportunities for Grenadian students to study at universities in Morocco. During Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, Foreign Affairs Minister the Honourable Peter David said Grenada was awarded 32 scholarships from the Kingdom of Morocco. 20 of them are university-level scholarships, 2 for American universities in Morocco, and 10 for vocational training. Minister David recently returned from what he has dubbed a fruitful and beneficial visit to Morocco, where he signed the agreement termed the Roadmap of Cooperation Program 2019 to 2021. The cooperation covers educational, technical cooperation, agriculture, financial assistance, and others.
For Morocco, we have an agreement for 20 scholarships. In addition to that, 2 scholarships are going to be provided for a university, what's called an American university in Morocco, where 2 students, 2 what they call excellent students, will attend and be given classes in English. The 20 scholarships that I referred to a minute ago are going to be given in French, so you have the first year learning the language, French language. For these 2 scholarships to an American university in Morocco, it will be taught in English. In addition to university level courses, we are going to have 10 young people sent to Morocco to learn to vocational training institutes. The details of which vocations they learn, which skills they learn, will be worked out with Morocco. So we have an additional 10. So in all, we have 32 scholarships to the Kingdom of Morocco, and we are very grateful to the Kingdom for these scholarships.
Minister David says these scholarships should be administered during the September 2020 school term once all the requisite documents and structures are in place. He encourages students not to look at the distance or language barrier as a deterring factor from applying for the scholarships. The Roadmap of Cooperation Program 2019 to 2021 also includes financial support to the government of Grenada for the next 3 years, totaling $1 million EC per year.
Financial assistance in the amount of $500,000 a year over the next 3 years will be granted to the Ministry of Finance. That's over $1 million EC granted every year for the next 3 years from the Kingdom of Morocco to Grenada. Financial support. The Ministry of Finance will determine its use, and that is not going to be tied to any particular project. It's just financial support to Grenada, budgetary support, I think it's called, for the government of Grenada.
Grenadians will soon benefit from upcoming diaspora engagements as government seeks to organize and strategize its engagement in diaspora affairs. On Tuesday, Minister for Foreign Affairs Peter David disclosed that government is collaborating with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, to foster a transfer of the diaspora's human, social and economic capital, as well as to enhance exchanges and strengthen partnerships.
the diaspora must be made aware of the availability of investment opportunities. And that is not sufficiently being done. That is why there's this view that investments are only there for foreigners. It's absolutely untrue. Any person from the diaspora, and we've had it. I've had many persons in the diaspora come to Grenada and say, listen, we want to invest in this, that, or the other. We must find a smoother mechanism to ensure that is done. But that is why we're engaging in this project.
The project will focus on a diaspora mapping exercise which highlights skills within the diaspora and facilitate a match in Grenada. Project coordinator Mrs. Tricia Mitchell-Darius explained that the mapping exercise will assist in the establishment of a database that can be accessed when there is an availability both in Grenada and the diaspora.
And I would like to direct you to the survey that is on there, which is our online data tool, which will feed into a database, a skills database that the government of Grenada will be able to access, so that we're able to connect with the diaspora for any opportunities that may arise.
She highlighted other key activities that will be held over a 12 to 18-month period and exactly how Grenada stands to benefit.
We have remittances for development. As I mentioned earlier, Grenadians contribute significantly to the development of Grenada through our remittances. The project aims to discuss ways in which the cost of sending these remittances for people in the diaspora can be reduced and how these remittances can be structured for national development. Re-establishing the Office of Diaspora Affairs. The aim is to create an institutional mechanism in Grenada to advise and implement government's policy with respect to the diaspora and to ensure that a system is put in place to ensure accountability and transparency in operations in order to accomplish the goals and vision and to coordinate the work of diaspora organizations while strengthening linkages with the Grenadian diaspora.
The International Organization for Migration recognizes the link between migration and economic, social, and cultural development, as well as the right to freedom of movement. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Did you join the public service on or after February 22nd, 1985, and have since retired? This might be important to you. Government understands that the NIS pension may be insufficient to take care of your needs. So, while it awaits the court's ruling on the matter of pension for public officers, government has taken action to protect your quality of life so that you can take care of your needs in the meantime. Persons who joined the public service on or after February 22nd, 1985, and serve continuously in an established position for a minimum 26 years and 8 months and retired at age 60 may be eligible to receive an advance payment, which when combined with NIS represents 70% of their last salary. For more information, call or visit the Pension Secretariat in the Department of Public Administration, Ministerial Complex, 440-3767.
Continuing the news, the government of Grenada has signed a 9-month contract with Miami-based firm Joint Independent Provider Association to complete the process of development for implementation of the National Health Insurance Program. Grenada's Prime Minister, Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, has hailed the historic agreement which took effect on October 29, 2019, as a game changer for the healthcare system, given the many challenges faced by the system throughout our history. With the new contract with the agency, Grenada is poised to become one of only a few developing nations around the world and in the Caribbean to introduce a sustainable brand of national health insurance to its citizens. The network, headed by Grenadian-born and USA-trained neurologist Dr. Kestened, promises that the NHI plan will overhaul the system and sustainably address issues of cost and delivery of healthcare in Grenada. The association promises to utilize its extensive experience in managing high cost to introduce a system of managed and value-based healthcare to Grenada, which will be available to all citizens. Health Minister the Honourable Nicholas T. believes the government's contract with the association, which builds on work already started by the University of the West Indies and other stakeholders to eventually launch an NHI in Grenada, is a necessary step to overcoming many of the challenges that the healthcare sector now faces. Over the next 9 months, the association has pledged to continue extensive consultations and work with all sectors and stakeholders to develop and finalize the necessary benefit plans, funding models, and administrative processes for the implementation of the NHI. Finally, the planned quarantine unit in the Ministry of Agriculture wants to ensure that Grenada maintains its market share in the United States for soursop, and to do so, it must take precautionary measures to prevent the importation of 2 insect pests into the country. Details in this report by Karima Lewis, the Ministry's Public Relations Officer.
Building capacity for monitoring and surveillance for 2 insect pests of quarantine importance with specific focus on soursop. This is what pest management officers and other technical officers of the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands are currently being educated on as they engage in a 4-day workshop at the National Stadium. The session is aimed at encouraging monitoring and surveillance for 2 pests, known as cedar wasp and the soursop fruit moth, that, if they enter Grenada, can affect soursop and ultimately impact access to the U.S. market. The workshop, which began on Monday, is part of a larger food and agriculture organization project aimed at improving the value chain of soursop in Grenada. Facilitator, plant health specialist for the Caribbean Agriculture Health and Food Safety Agency, CAFSA, Juliet Goldsmith, talks about why this workshop is so important to the soursop market.
Grenada currently is the only country within the CARICOM region that is authorized to export fresh soursop to the U.S. and so we want to maintain that market. Part of that process is to make sure that those organisms, which are not only important to Grenada, but they're important to the U.S., and it is based on the absence of those 2 organisms from Grenada that they're allowed to export fresh soursop. So it is about making sure that Grenada knows how to identify, how to detect those organisms were they to enter, so has to maintain this market. Surveillance takes resources. It can be a complex process, but it is worth doing because surveillance supports food security. And without surveillance, you leave yourself vulnerable to invasive species, which will affect not only your market potential, but your own production within country.
Pest Management Officer Thaddeus Peters explains how critical the workshop is to the work that is being done at the Pest Management Unit.
It's important that we focus on surveillance for those 2 pests and have more eyes out there in case there is any introduction or any incursion of those pests. So we're trying to empower some of the frontline officers as to what to look for with regards to the soursop, wasp and fruit moth. It has been listed and reported in a number of Caribbean islands. As we say, Grenada is the only country that was cleared because we were able to do a survey to determine the absence of those pests about 20 years ago. But what we are doing now, following this workshop, we will have continuous surveillance in selected fields to ensure that those pests are not here.
Shawan Joseph, agricultural officer based at the Maribo Propagating Station, is optimistic about the outcome of the workshop.
We will be better capable of surveying for the pests, being able to monitor more efficiently, especially for soursop, which is one of our high-value crops. And with such a field like Maribo, which is a germplasm, where farmers come together, planting materials, it is highly critical that we be very observant for any pest that comes into the island in general, but especially within our plots.
The 4-day session will culminate on Thursday. For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Thank you very much, Leslie Ann, and everyone else who were instrumental in putting together the National Report. And now we would like to share with you the weather. Now, the weather we got from the Met Office. and the weather is expected to be partly cloudy, becoming cloudy to overcast overnight with moderate to heavy showers and a medium chance of thunder showers. A warning is in effect, actually, a medium chance of flash flood, all right, and as well a marine advisory is in effect. Now winds are east northeasterly to east southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, gusting higher with showers. And tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be just around 24 degrees Celsius. All right, and folks, that's it for tonight for us with the news. By the way, this on your screen is the generic weather, all right? That's just a generic. Okay, so we're gonna touch base with you tomorrow, God's willing. Again, let's just say hello to some people on the program,
which will be available to.
All right, so let's see. We have Ernesto, Hazel, Zaka, Camille, Colette, Nika, Deslin, Dora, Rose, and Alistair, Merrick, Shomin, and everyone else, Kirin, and all the folks here. So we'll give you your entertainment tomorrow, God's willing. And again, if you find our background is a bit blank and all that, that's fine. We are still putting our touches on things, all right? And let's hope. I'm not gonna give you a deadline, but let's hope by tomorrow or so we should get things up and running properly. If not, take some more time, whatever time it's gonna take to put up all the things, all right? So yeah, but of course we don't want to be off the program while we set up our studio. So that is why we are here. Just decided, yeah, no background, that's fine once you get the news for now. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Those of you who are on WPG10, we'd like to say thank you for watching as well, and God bless you. Dan the Lion, big up, and Kevin and Deslin and Kirin and Michelle, Rose, Angela, Cynthia, Zaka, Noreen, Teresa, Meryl, Mom, Shireen, big up your whole self. All right, and Doris, Lintona, Mishi, and everyone else. Yeah, I see my mom is there as well, so big up all the whole self. All right, yes. So take care of yourselves, all right, guys. God bless you, and we'll touch base tomorrow, God's willing, again. Stay dry. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say Ja. No. Good night, everyone.